Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be unboxing the June Paletteful Packs box, and an interesting thing to note about this month's box is it's really light. You can't quite make it out here, but it is not even a full pound. It's registering in at 15 ounces, but it is bizarre that it is this light. Normally I would make a guess as to what's inside, but given the lack of weight, we'll say, I'm honestly stumped, because it's not going to be paint, because that's not enough weight for paint, and we've had enough paint, I think, for the past couple of boxes. Maybe something like pencils or pens, and then maybe like some small pads of paper. Let's go with that. I'm going to go with pens or pencils. I know I've been saying pencils a lot lately for Paletteful. Honestly, I think they're due for pencils soon. It's been a bit. But let's see if this is the month for pencils, or if we're going to go pens or something completely different. Surprise! It's purple paper. It's actually doing a really good job of obscuring everything from me, so we'll just... Oh, here we go. Here we go. There's the star of the box. We managed to find it. We got the Koi coloring brush pens. I've never seen these before. Here, we'll pick one. Let's call them my name. Ooh, that's nice. Oh, yep, there it is. Water-based. Water-based dye stuff ink. That just sounds funny. There it is. Ooh, that's a firm one, too. So that is a full set of 12. That's really good. I imagine these are pretty expensive. Hey, good day. Very nice. I'm gonna take a closer look. Hello, camera. How are you? Very nice. So we'll put those off to the side over here for now. And we'll go ahead and pull out... Oh, I hear more stuff falling. Okay, we're not done. We're not done, boys and girls. We have a... Oh, this explains why it's so light. This is a set of Stonehenge Aqua. So yeah, the water soluble. We have... Does it say how many sheets? No? I think we have 3. Which is admittedly not a lot, unfortunately. It doesn't leave a lot of room for error. You could cut it in half, because I think these are, yeah, they're 9 by 12. So you could cut them in half and do a 9 by 6 and get 6 sheets out of it, which is what I will probably be doing. And I'm assuming we're getting 1 each of these. So you've got a standard cold press, we've got a hot press smooth, and a cold pressed heavy. Interesting. Now, this was done specifically for Paletteful Packs. That's so cute. Legion paper is really good. I've been really enjoying them lately. So I am happy to have a chance to try their Aqua paper. And that's really, really strong paper. I have a spot. We're gonna hide out over here where you can't see. So let's Oh, okay, here we go. Oh, here we go. Oh, we'll just go ahead and grab all of these. I'll have to get rid of this paper. I used to let my cats and my daughter play with this paper. And then one of the cats had to ruin it by starting to eat it, and it made her sick, and now I have to get rid of the paper shreds every time. Makes me sad. Alright, let's, oh wow. There's my daughter, I hear her. So let's see, we'll kind of go in that order. Okay, so we have one of the Sakura Jelly Rolls, classic, in size 1 or 10. Yeah, it's the big one. Let's see, can we see with all the other pens in my hand? Yeah, nice. It's always good to have these on hands. I have a few of these, but it's always nice to have extra. We'll go ahead and... Yeah, we'll go away, box. I love you. I'll use you for a picture later, but I want to see everything. There we go. Let's... Paper... brush pens, and we'll do it like that. Beautiful. Next up, we'll do the next one by Sakura. We have, you guys can hang out over there. the Pigma BB. I'm not familiar with this. It's the same style as this, so I'm guessing oh, I'm completely wrong. Ooh, I stabbed myself. Good job. There we go. That's nice. That'll be really great for lining. All right. We'll go ahead and grab another Sakura. I'm getting a little bit of Sakura love here, just a little bit. This is a Pigma Micron Classic. I keep saying classic, but hey, these two are staples. This is the 05, which is actually a 0.45. I use these all the time. In fact, this is my go-to size for my bullet journal. It's not too thick, it's not too thin, and it gets the job done. So I am eternally grateful to have another one, because let's see. We have 1, 2. There's my bullet journal one. See, it's the 5, but the cap is worn off because I use it so much. There's the one I keep separate for art. And then my husband actually had a set, but he stopped using them in favor of another pen. So I have those sitting around. So I have a lot of these, but I go through them like crazy. So that is awesome. And then we have 2 pens by Pentel Pointliners, water and fade resistant in 0.1 and 0.8, so quite the difference. But I guess that's good, because then this 0.45 is right in the middle, so you get a little of everything. So we'll go with the 0.1. Super tiny, look at that. Okay. And then we have the 0.8, which is a big boy, in terms of fine liners anyway. So that's actually really nice. I am really pleased with this box. I'm getting some real like manga, anime, video game, comic book vibes from the set, which I wonder if that's what they were going for. Normally in these, wow, I'm just like, what are words? I don't know what words are. Normally in these boxes, they have a little card that would tell you the prices of things and what's inside and prompts, but ever since the I can just say it, ever since the pandemic, they have been eliminating the card to reduce the chance of things spreading. And hey, you know what, in the long run it's also saving on paper, so it's a win-win. So they email you the card, or their version of the card now. And the prompts for this month are self-portrait, manga and anime, or manga/anime, and cupcake. We'll go ahead and see if I can get my phone to play nice. There we go. Alright, so all in all, an excellent box, not what I was expecting. I definitely would have loved a little bit more paper than what we got, but I understand. And I'm actually really excited to get into swatching these out, getting a feel for them, and figuring out who or what I'm going to draw, because anime manga is my jam. Alright, let's go ahead and start swatching them out. Getting right on with the swatching, I actually had some smaller paper samples of the same type that I had gotten for free or cheap a while back and just never ended up using. Amazing what happens when you clean up your desk. But I decided to use them instead, since they have the text on the bottom and can't really be used for a finished piece unless I edit that out, and that's a lot of work that I don't want to do. So I used those and got to save the other sheets for my art. Actually, interestingly enough, testing out the colors of the pens, I was surprised how pink the quote-unquote peach was. The purple was not really purple at all. You can even see it on camera. It's very blue, and even looking at it now, it's hard to say that that's a purple in real life.
But I didn't end up using purple anyway. In fact, I couldn't come up with any anime or manga characters that I was in the mood to draw, and then the skin tones were really off, and I couldn't really decide. So I ended up doing one of the other prompts for Cupcake. Funny enough, about a week or two after recording this, I was stuck at home, unable to do anything for more than a few minutes at a time since I was taking care of my daughter. I was all alone. There was construction and yard work going on outside and all these other things, and I could only work for just a few minutes at a time. I ended up drawing a picture of Pikachu from Pokemon, but because it was so up and down, I didn't get a very good recording of it. I forgot pieces, like I would turn it off, turn it on, or leave it on, and I was missing pieces, and it just turned into a nightmare. So I stuck with my Cupcake here, which is cute, you'll see. But I wish I had gotten Pikachu recorded instead, just because I really like how that turned out, and I put a lot of work into that piece and would have liked to have seen it here. But getting right into the actual piece itself here, I sketched out a little cupcake on a little square of the hot press because, funny story, as you saw earlier, I thought the paper was 9 by 12. I don't know why my brain thought that and didn't even think to check. So when I went to cut it in half, I ended up cutting one piece as the 9 by 6, I think, or close enough to 9 by 6. I don't know, I'm not good at math, but because of that, I ended up cutting that little strip off at the end, and I was like, what am I gonna do with this little piece? And then I cut it in half, so I ended up with one big piece and 2 small squares. And so I doodled a little cupcake on one of the squares so it wouldn't go to waste, and it ended up being like the perfect size. So I was pleased that I managed to correct such a terrible mistake. Always measure and don't just assume, because you will make things like that happen. But we made it work. I ended up favoring the Micron, the Pigma Micron from my line art more than the Pentel, which I feel really bad for because it's like I use the Microns all the time, so I just defaulted to it. I did use the 0.1 of the Pentel a little bit to kind of clean up some of the line work, but I didn't go crazy on it, which I kind of regret looking back on it now, because it would have been nice to get a better feel for it. But at least in the swatching and any other time I used it, including the Pikachu piece, I did enjoy the Pentels. They're really nice, but then again, I've never really run into a fine liner that I don't like. And I have probably tried, I don't know, at least I want to say like a dozen, but I feel like that's a little bit exaggerating, but I know it's at least like 6 to 8 different types. Because I've tried now the Pentel, the Pigma Microns, I've had Marabou Creative, Tombow, Art Alternatives. I think there was a brand called like Edding or something that I got in another box one time. Faber-Castell's set. So I mean, there's a lot I've tried, and there's not a single one where I've been like, well, these are terrible. They're all really, really good quality. There are no slouches here for them. I'm trying to think, what else? There's not really, you can't really talk about fine liners a lot. Like I said, they're all really good and they're fine liners. I guess if I had to give a tip, is to let them dry fully. Don't be in a hurry to jump into your brush pens, or actually any medium, whether you're doing watercolor or alcohol markers or even colored pencil. Don't jump straight into the coloring after your line art, because it will end poorly. I have got enough smudged artwork to prove that one. See, they dry it helps. And then if you, like me, use one of your pencils to do the line art, use an eraser to pick up all the graphite, to prevent your brush pens from making it a little muddy and picking it up and liquefying the graphite. Like goes for watercolor and alcohol markers and everything else too. A kneaded eraser is going to be your best friend if you have one, because it's not going to damage the paper as much as a rubber eraser will. But if you have a regular eraser, just be gentle. This is the hot press paper that I'm using, so it's not going to hurt it as much, but like on cold press paper, you're definitely going to want to use a kneaded eraser if you have it. So for coloring, I just went in with a bunch of fun colors. The cherry went red. I used a lot of the warm tones in this. Used the pink there for the highlight in the cherry, which ended up being the bane of my existence. I must have gone over that half dozen times. And it actually ended up bleeding out a little bit, and I had to let it rest later on towards the very end, and I touched it up and fixed it, so it looks good now. But yeah, I went with the yellow for the base to keep the warm tones going. Originally, I was gonna see about doing it like brown, because I wanted to imagine it like chocolate cake, but then I was like, I don't know, the brown's gonna be really dark, and it's gonna be hard to get some shading and variation to kind of bring it to life. As you can see here with the orange, I'm adding in shadows with that, and actually towards the end I'll come back in with the pink, the light pink specifically, to add a little bit more depth to the paper liner there. I'm actually looking at this now. I'm finding it slightly amusing that the hot pink pen is there. I don't think I ever use it. It's just hanging out there with everybody. It just wanted to be part of the cool kids. I do go back over areas to blend with the lighter one. Or in the case of the frosting here, I end up grabbing a water brush pen or blender to blend with the white, so that way it gets smoother lines. And I ran into a lot of trouble because, there it is, I used a Tombow at first, but it was a little dried out, so I ended up having to dip it in water to get it to work. And then towards the end I was just like, why am I doing this the hard way? Just grab an actual water brush pen, you weirdo. I do that all the time. I'll be like doing something the hard way, and then like a few minutes or whatever into it, I'll just be like, why are you doing this to yourself? There are easier ways. You don't win an award for doing it the hard way. Can't have a video without the token graham cracker. It is physically impossible for me to record a video without my daughter coming up asking for food. She's so cute because I'm sure I've mentioned it before, but she doesn't talk, so she'll just kind of like sneak up behind me with the bag and just kind of shove it at me, and I'm like, oh god, what? She's super cute and she's super nice about it, and that's just one of her favorite snacks, so she'll always go find the bag of graham crackers. But yeah, no, she's a good kid. She lets me art. Hey, you can see my head. I think that's another thing. I'm never gonna have a video without her wanting a graham cracker or me not getting my head clipped into the video. My poor hair. I don't know about you guys, but this pandemic has not been treating my hair nicely. I could really go for a haircut, because it's like making it even worse, because it's not like I make myself super pretty when I'm recording. I want to be super comfortable, so I've mentioned that before too, haven't I? I'm great, I'm getting so old, I'm repeating myself. But yeah, I just want to be comfortable, so I just messy hair up in a ponytail, call it a day. But man, that frizz is real. Whew. There it is. Look at that little curl. So messy. I love it. So one of these days I'll get better about that, but today is not that day. And there we go. One cute little cupcake all done. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below with what you made with your Paletteful Packs box, and consider subscribing to the channel if you'd like to see more videos like this one. Alright guys,
Have a great day, take care, and I'll catch you in the next one.